If you don't have time to read, you don't have the time, or the tools, to write. Simple as that. Books are the perfect entertainment, no commercials, no batteries, hours of enjoyment for each dollar spent. What I wonder is why everybody doesn't carry a book around for those inevitable dead spots in life. Monsters are real, and ghosts are real too. They live inside us, and sometimes, they win. Good books don't give up all their secrets at once. The scariest moment is always just before you start. If you want to be a writer, you must do two things above all others: read a lot and write a lot. You can, you should, and if you're brave enough to start, you will. I think that we're all mentally ill. Those of us outside the asylums only hide it a little better, and maybe not all that much better after all. If you liked being a teenager, there's something really wrong with you. A short story is a different thing altogether. A short story is like a kiss in the dark from a stranger. The thing under my bed waiting to grab my ankle isn't real. I know that, and I also know that if I'm careful to keep my foot under the covers, it will never be able to grab my ankle. Speaking personally, you can have my gun, but you'll take my book when you pry my cold, dead fingers off of the binding. Alone. Yes, that's the key word, the most awful word in the English tongue. Murder doesn't hold a candle to it, and hell is only a poor synonym. That wasn't any act of God. That was an act of pure human fuckery. A little talent is a good thing to have if you want to be a writer. But the only real requirement is the ability to remember every scar. Hearts can break. Yes, hearts can break. Sometimes I think it would be better if we died when they did, but we don't. Any word you have to hunt for in a thesaurus is the wrong word. There are no exceptions to this rule. The man in black fled across the desert, and the gunslinger followed. There's no bitch on earth like a mother frightened for her kids. Amateurs sit and wait for inspiration, the rest of us just get up and go to work. Nobody likes a clown at midnight. Write with the door closed, rewrite with the door open. Schizoid behavior is a pretty common thing in children. It's accepted, because all we adults have this unspoken agreement that children are lunatics. Sometimes human places create inhuman monsters. You can't deny laughter. When it comes, it plops down in your favorite chair and stays as long as it wants. Let me tell you something, my friend. Hope is a dangerous thing. Hope can drive a man insane. The place where you made your stand never mattered. Only that you were there, and still on your feet. And will I tell you that these three lived happily ever after? I will not, for no one ever does. But there was happiness. And they did live. Your hair is winter fire, January embers, my heart burns there, too. Writing is not life, but I think that sometimes it can be a way back to life. Time takes it all whether you want it to or not, time takes it all. Time bears it away, and in the end there is only darkness. Sometimes we find others in that darkness, and sometimes we lose them there again. Fault always lies in the same place, with him weak enough to lay blame. Just remember that Dumbo didn't need the feather, the magic was in him. It was the possibility of darkness that made the day seem so bright. Talent is cheaper than table salt. What separates the talented individual from the successful one is a lot of hard work.